Shabbat Shalom, L'chaim L'chaim. This week's Torah portion is Korach. And before I begin, I want to start by wishing a very happy Mazel Tov to my good friend, Ben Braude, who got married just yesterday in Crown Heights. The Torah portion of Korach is often associated with machlokes, with disagreements, arguments, and discord between communities and between individuals. And I heard an incredible teaching this week from Rabbi Akiva Tatz that I think applies here. He was speaking about the very first word of the Torah portion, or of the Torah, Bereshit. And the sages ask, why is it that Bereshit, the whole Torah, starts with a Bet and not an Aleph? Aleph is the first letter of the alphabet, and Bet is the second. So why do we start with a Bet? And the sages teach us that it's because Bet is also the starting letter of the word bracha. Bracha starts with a Bet, and Hashem wanted to start the Torah with a blessing, with a bracha. But you could ask a simple question, which is, well, wait a minute, there are many words in the Jewish dictionary that start with a bet and are not good, and they also start with a bet. So you can't just say that we're starting the whole Torah with bet because of the word bracha. There are many other words that start with a bet, and some are not good. And so the Maharal of Prague, and this is what Rabbi Akiva Tatz brings, the Maharal says that if you think that this is what the sages meant, then you've missed the point. What the sages mean when they say that he started the Torah with the letter Beit because bracha starts with a Beit is because the whole essence of a blessing, the whole essence of bracha is in a Beit. Beit is the idea of two, of multiplicity, and that's what a blessing is. When you bless someone, you bless them with parnasa, with children, with sustenance, with all these things, you're hoping that it'll multiply, that they'll get more of it, more children, more blessings, more parnasa. That's what blessing is. And so when Hashem was starting the Torah, he was saying, I want to start it with Bet, because Bet is the idea of multiplicity, of growth and expansion. And that's what he wanted to give. That's what he wanted to start with. The Maharal also goes on to say that bracha, or Bet, is the feminine attribute. Because you know that a woman receives one small thing and she multiplies it in many ways. We also have, for example, Mother Nature. Mother Nature receives blessings, receives rain, and it multiplies and creates so many different varieties of species and plants, etc. And so this is a feminine attribute. And I think the reason this applies so well to this week's Torah portion is because Korach and his faction were the exact opposite. They were not seeking to multiply, they were rather seeking to divide. And I learned this in a mimer recently, that Korach represents the second day of creation. Why? Because he was a Levi, and he was going against Aaron the Kohen. And the Kohen is, obviously a Kohen, but they represent Chesed. Whereas a Levi represents Gvura, which is judgment and Din. And the second day of creation is the same thing. The first day was Chesed, the second day was Gvura. And on the second day of creation, it says that Hashem split the higher waters and the lower waters. And this is what Korach was coming to do, to divide the congregation, to split, to make factions. And so these are the ideas that we need to move forward with. Are we going to move forward in life and bring bracha and bring multiplicity and help people to expand, to actualize themselves, to grow? For example, it says the best form of tzedakah is to help someone to earn their own tzedakah. To earn their own money. I could give someone charity and they'll survive for a day. Or I can teach them how to earn their own money and they'll survive for a lifetime. That's how you multiply. So B'ezrat Hashem, all of us should merit to not only ourselves multiply in every way, but to help those around us and to help many other people in the whole world to grow with bracha and to multiply and to expand into higher levels of self-actualization and achievement. Shabbat Shalom.